up, fellas? Out here tonight, trying to knock out a few more things, get that much closer to firing her up. So now I need to. This is the fuse box bracket, so I need to go ahead and get that bolted in. That way I get this fuse box mounted and get it out of the way of everything else. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock that out. That fan ain't too noisy. It's still warm out here, even though it's 1 o'clock in the morning or so, right around there at least. Snap in there. Go ahead and get you a better shot at it. See if I can get you a better shot here. Step that is, I gotta go ahead and figure out what I'm doing with this. I think it's a power steering reservoir. What I think I'm going to do is I was thinking about mounting it underneath and then having just this top lip here stick up, put a hole right here and have it mounted there so I can reach down, pop the cap off, fill it up. But I don't know if I'm going to have room to do that down there. I'm thinking my next best deal is to mount it right in about here somewhere. The power steering pump's on this side down low, so I want to stay on this side. So I think if I make a bracket and mount it right here, I can come up with the hose, the feed and return hose, and I think that'll and get a decent filter on the turbocharger as well. So I think that's the game plan. So alright fellas, so I think I figured out what I'm going to do as far as this bracket goes for that power steering pump. And got a piece of flat stock here. I'm going to cut a couple pieces off of it, and then I'll show you exactly what I'm thinking as far as the bracket goes. And then we'll get it welded together and we'll slap it in there and see what it looks like once it's mounted. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a couple pieces that I need, and then we'll go over to the car and take a peek at how they fit. Alright. I'm going to take this over and clean it up over on the bench grinder. Make it nice flat and smooth. So go over and knock that out. The bench grinder, clean up this edge that I cut. And the other side too. This is what my plan at least. We'll see how well it works out, but I think it should be meant if it is. So plan. So I'm gonna have this piece here. There's 2 bolt holes on the top that used to go to the old bracket. I'm gonna take this piece, slide it in there, and then I can drill through and bolt this to this. So this will be mounted to the reservoir itself. And then I'm gonna come with another piece. It's going to sit flat. I'll drill and tap it, run a couple bolts in it, and then I can come and weld this piece to the piece that's sitting there flat, and that'll mount it, have everything mounted for me. So I think that'll work good. So let's go ahead and mark us a 5-inch piece and go ahead and get it cut. Okay, so I got this set up. I'm going to go ahead and weld this plate together, and we'll get the holes drilled for it. We'll get it mocked up, make sure it's going to work, and then we'll drill some holes and get it mounted. So. Not too bad, I guess. Could be better. Got some splatter. I don't know if this is only a MiG 140, and I got her cranked up all the way because this is 1/4-inch plate, and she's just on the verge of having enough oomph to penetrate. So I think that and my wire speed's a little off. I got a little splatter, but I think we'll be all right there. And go ahead and let that cool off, and then clean it up a little bit, and we'll go ahead and test fit it. Wanted to show you guys too, this is a good way to be able to see if you got good penetration on your weld. On the back side here, you can see this line here, and then on the top, see only about 1/4 of it went through. That means my bottom weld here had great penetration, and then only about 1/4 of my top weld did. I think that was basically, like I said, my welder's maxed out welding this 1/4-inch thick shit. So for the first part, this was the first part I welded right here, and I think the part wasn't heated up enough, didn't have enough heat in it to penetrate fully, so it only fully penetrated for the last quarter of that one and then the whole bottom one. So if this was supporting any kind of weight, I would go back, grind that weld off, and re-weld that so I can get some full penetration. But that's a good thing to check. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and get that drilled. Basically what it's going to sit, you can see there. See if I can hold it with my other hand so you get a better look. So it's going to sit like that. I'm going to drill one here on the side, and drill through, and run a bolt or tap at one of the two, and then drill doom, and be able to mount it. And then it'll have to do it up a little higher though. Something probably in this area. And then it'll sit something like that. Alright, got this all drilled out, so I'm going to go ahead and paint this, and that way it matches the engine bay. It doesn't rust, so go ahead and get that painted, and then we can go ahead and fit it on the car, see how it looks. Okay. So now I'm going to drill these two holes I got them marked here for my bracket. So I'm going to drill them, and then I can tap them and be able to secure the bracket that way. So I'm going to go ahead and get them drilled. Try and keep it from walking. Here's one. See if I can get this last one. Grab my tap. I'm going to tap it 6 by 1.25. Let's see. 6 by 1. on here and start tapping these. There's one. You want to be careful because pipe thread, these taps are tapered, so the farther you run it in, the wider the hole's going to end up being. So if you go in too far, your bolt may be sloppy in there, so just be careful not to run it all the way down. Just get it in there a few turns, back it out, run it back in a little more, and then you can check it. You could always go more, but once you go too big, then you gotta go up to the next size. Okay. Now, we'll try to dig up some bolts and we'll get that slapped in there. Alright, got us some fasteners here. So, finish tightening this up. Okay. And grab my reservoir. Take my gloves off so I can feel this nut. That way I don't drop it. I'm blocking the shot for a second so I get this nut started before I drop it. Okay. Guess I could have bolted this to it before I bolted it to the car, but that'd have been too easy. Nice and snug now. She ain't going nowhere. So I think that'll work out good. Like I said, that leaves me enough room to get my feed and return hoses for the power steering. Probably have to make some lines. I'm not sure if the factory one will reach up here or not, but if not, we'll just make a new line. And got plenty of clearance with the hood, so I should be fine there. And that way I can just fill it right here and not have to mess with trying to fit that down in the fender well, because I don't think it was going to fit. So got that one smacked in there. Alright. This has been one of them projects. It's been a piece by piece type of deal. But I guess if you do it piece by piece, eventually you'll run out of parts and it'll be finished. So I guess that's always a good sign. So need to come up with something to mount this to. I might just zip tie it to hold it up there. I mean, it ain't gonna go nowhere. It's got the wires connected to it, but it would look a lot nicer if it had a way to mount it. So I think that turned out pretty good. Let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think? I think that'll work out good. It's kind of misleading the way the camera picks it up, but there's 1.5 inches, 2 inches, maybe a tad bit more between the nipple on the bottom of that reservoir and then the frame. So there's plenty of room to get a hose on it. But I think it turned out alright. Something I just threw together. So that's that. We got that knocked out at least. And pretty early in the morning now, so I might just call this a video here. And that's about it, fellas. I think I'm gonna call it a night and come out tomorrow and see if I can't knock out some more. And every little bit helps get a little closer to firing this thing up, which I'm ready for that. I'm excited. Yeah, tomorrow I'll need to see about getting a hose. Let me see where I got this thing sitting at. Oh, yeah. For this crossover delete. I got it. Got this hose on it just temporarily to kind of mock it up, but thinking, well, let me adjust this camera out here. Thinking if I get an S hose, and mount this down here, and then have them hose ends run up on the back side of that turbo up to them hose ends on each side of that alternator, and I think that'll work good. I'll have to get some type of S hose to connect from the end of this to get that going. So that's what we're gonna look for tomorrow, but we'll let you know what we come up with. So that's gonna be it for tonight, fellas. We got a little bit done, not a whole lot, but a little something. Like I said, closer and closer to getting things finished up. So but I'm gonna call it a night, and then I'll be out here tomorrow once it cools off a little bit. It's supposed to be hot again tomorrow, so probably be later in the night when I get out here, but get out here and see if we can knock out some more stuff. So alright, fellas.